Good morning. My name is CJ and we are currently in Loxwood, a small village on the border of Surrey and West Sussex. What we are doing is it's about a 12-mile loop today. Starts off following the Wey and Arun Canal right here. Goes up through Alfold and around. It's a beautiful little hike. I've done it before. We're doing it actually backwards today. And we'll see how it goes. We've got beautiful weather, no wind. And yeah, we'll see if we can show you some of these highlights. So the Wey and Arun Canal is a 23-mile partially restored old canal that runs from Shalford off of the River Wey in Surrey, and so it goes 23 miles to Pallington in West Sussex, where it meets the River Arun. So it connects those two rivers between Surrey and Sussex. I know that there is a canal trust that spends a lot of time restoring this. There's canal boats. I believe this is like a dredging one back here. But there's canal boats you can take a ride on, which would be quite fun one day. Lots of very neat old restored locks. Now part of this trail does actually go along part of the canal that has not been restored yet. Get to see, it's quite interesting to see what it used to look like before it got restored. Coming up to public right-of-way, and we, instead of going that way, following the canal, we're actually going to turn over the brick bridge here. Quick look down the rivers, or the canal, keep calling it river. This is one of the things right here love about England. These old, well, this one's not that old, but old deciduous woodland. I think it's everything you think of when you think of England. Quaint, beautiful, green, old trees that just have so much character. So despite already having done this trail, I did it the other way around last time. I did it clockwise. We're now doing it counterclockwise, and I already made a mistake. Should check the map more often. I was supposed to follow the canal along this side after we crossed over it through the field and then turn north. That's what happens when you think you know where you're going and you really don't. So we're going back to the bridge and turning left before the bridge. We've now turned away from the canal, and we're walking through these wheat fields, and you know, they may look bare, they may look brown, but it's really cool if you look close enough. There's all the red poppies that are in them. And this is of course our food. I mean, it's good to see, but obviously it's not the pretty green, bright blues of flowers, but there's definitely some beautiful life in there if you look hard enough. But yeah, random red poppies just popping up everywhere. So much interesting stuff on the trail. So we've come out of the farm field and into a little bit of a jungle through here, especially with the briars starting to overgrow the path. It's always the benefit of hiking early summer and spring. You don't have the the overgrowth, but actually honestly it's not too bad. I've seen worse, a whole lot worse. So apparently took a wrong turn again. It's very different. I don't actually remember coming this way last time. So apparently we misturned somewhere and Cody, nope, Cody has the camera. So we're going to take a look at the map. If Cody would lay down and just see where we're at. I do have this on my GPS, which is what I've been following, but I didn't check it. So where we are right now is right about here, and we should be technically over here. So there is actually a trail that goes from where we need to go up to here. So that's what we're going to do. The trail basically follows sort of up this way, and I believe, yeah, I cut down this way last time, which is why I'm not remembering it. So quick overview of the... So as you can tell, I don't, you know, I use GPS a lot. I map my routes out to come out and do this. Just easier to pull your phone out and have a look, make sure you're on the right route. But I always carry a backup paper map to make sure I know where we're at. So yeah, I never want to be relying on just electronic devices. They can fail, have failed. However, I will say that my GPS maps, my routes, my SOS device, although I haven't actually used it, it does have GPS maps and capabilities. Has got me out of a couple of places where I couldn't find the trail. I wasn't lost, but I couldn't find the trail, which was always the biggest struggle. It was quite overgrown in a couple of places, so marked on the map, but without the GPS telling me where the trail was, I would never have been able to complete my Solitude Loop trail. Would have had to go a long way around. Kai! That was a lot of fun. So I was trying to make a shortcut. Always a bad idea. I think we're actually trespassing on the edge of a field right now. Trail's over that way, but cool. Got to see these guys out out here. I don't know if you can see them. A couple of deer, which was really neat. So we're gonna go get back on the trail as soon as possible and stop trespassing. Don't recommend it. Don't do it. But sometimes you get stuck. So I'm gonna head through here. Trail's over there. We're just gonna climb through these briars. Ow. And go around this field. We should be in the right place. So I'll get back to you. Back on the trail. So just sort of waded through this. Obviously other people have done the same. There's a lot of footprints through there. So I checked the map, checked my GPS. We're now on the right track. Apologies to the farmer whose field I just chomped through. Goes to show things aren't always that simple, especially in the south. There are so many public footpaths to cross, or that you come across. It's very easy to take the wrong one. So even in the south, a map is vital. A little bit more of a jungle back there. Again, getting caught on the brambles. But we're back on track, heading north towards Alfold. This is definitely a little bit of a jungle battle through here. Keep getting caught on the brambles, attacked by ferns or heather. Ow! This is the right trail, just not very used by the looks of it. So I have to check the dog later for ticks and myself. One of the things in the UK that makes me a little nervous, just because of the requirements and how friendly these cows can be. Kai, here. Is that they get a little too friendly and they can get kind of aggressive when you got dogs around. Kai! So I'm kind of glad they're on that side of the fence even though we're in the same field. Funny thing is, These are cattle dogs, and I'm used to ranching, but cows in this country are very different. Cows out of the way, over style. Yeah, I don't know what it is. The cows here are just, they're overly friendly. They're way too interested. And I know, you know, from back in the US when we had cattle, I had cattle, that they do get a little picky, or you know, they get very protective of their calves. Of course here it's very, very difficult to go around them, and I'm not on horseback, so sometimes you just gotta either go around the pasture. And I actually remember this now, this is why I didn't do the section back there, because I couldn't get through in and out of that field last time. Cows were just completely blocking that exit. There just wasn't no way I was going to risk it, so I'd actually gone over that way, again trespassing, jumped out of a different gate, and followed the bridleway all the way back to Loxwood, which is potentially probably what I should have done. I forgot that was on this trail. The cows were nowhere near the gate this time, thankfully, so they just eyeballed us as we went by and mooed a couple of times, so that's always helpful. So now I remember where we're at, remember which hike we're on, and hopefully we don't be taking any more wrong turns. Let's go. Okay. One of the worst things about not hiking with gaiters, you get a lot of stuff in your shoes. Especially at this time of year when there's seeds on all the grass, and you're kind of doing some bushwhacking through fields you shouldn't, or along the edges of them where grass is all seeding. So I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but it's green tunnels like this, big wide paths, flat no ruts, always remind me of the scene in The Lord of the Rings, where they have fallen down the cliff, all excited about mushrooms, and the Black Rider comes along. Just these tunnels always remind me of that, and I always try to take pictures, and I got so many pictures of green tunnels like this, but I probably got at least 2-3 dozen of them, just trying to capture the essence of that feeling that I get every time I walk through one. I still don't think I've captured what I think I see. One of the better styles, except actually that gate is actually just tied shut, so that would have been a lot easier to do. So I'll just let the dogs in. Make sure, always leave the gates the way you find them, not necessarily closed, but the way you find them. Wow, I feel like a total dummy here right now. Just started walking past these ruts and I'm like, these looks really familiar. This whole section looks really familiar. And no wonder. The turn I took up here apparently took us right back to the other side of the field, so we just did a big old loop we didn't need to do. So this is how you miss the trail when that looks more like a trail than this, but this is the way we're supposed to go. So I've just realized why I screwed this up. This field, when I was here last time, plants were this big. Now this is one major crop and it doesn't look like there's a footpath here. So this is can often be a big problem with these fields, is that sometimes it can be hard to figure out where you're going, especially when there's no obvious footpath. Some of the fields have them, some of the fields don't. So I'm just gonna plow right through this. How fun is this, right? Oh, so we're finally out, but this is basically what we were walking through. Yeah, I remember last time it was big, it was really small, you could see where you're going, and thankfully we finally come out on this road. I saw the big tree that I'm really familiar with, so I knew this was what I was aiming for, or actually that one over there. But yeah, wow, it's amazing how much stuff can grow in a couple of weeks. Well, I guess it's been a couple of months at this point, so get back a little damp at this point, but hey, what's a hike without a little bit of adventure, right? This rain really isn't letting up at all. Like I said, it's not actually serious rain, it's just that really light, what I call air rain, drizzle. But it gets everywhere. It's not like you can shield your camera from it because it sort of just floats around on the air. But we are about to meet up with the Sussex border path, I believe, which will take us back to the Wey and Arun Canal path. Just coming up on one of the bridges, one of the newer ones. Crosses the canal. Looks like there's a footpath beside it, but we're going to go up and over. So this looks like it is part of the canal. It doesn't quite see a whole lot of, it's actually part of the reconstruction at this point, because going down that way, it's not well used at this point. So this is all really, really new. Again, it's bridge lock. Completed in April 2018 by volunteers of the Wey and Arun Canal Trust, led by Eric Walker, MBE. So yeah, it's very definitely one of the newer. Oh, this is the side right here, so I was mentioning, where it's ended. There is no canal at this point, it hasn't been restored, but that is the way we are going to go back to Loxwood. We're still following the canal here, but you can see how much work is going to have to go into this. This is really, really overgrown through here. It's going to take a lot of work to get this back to the point of where everything else is, but I think it's well worth the project. And now, just a couple of 100 yards from where we crossed the bridge, we're back at the proper canal. One thing you may notice, that even though this is a canal path, this is all really, really overgrown. One reason they do this is to provide habitat, provide home, provide food for a huge variety of native British insects, birds, to thrive in. If this was all cut down, that would be missing. It's something you notice a lot in the British countryside. Yes, it's farmed, yes, it's very, very much cultivated and managed. But there are pockets everywhere between fields, along roadsides that are no longer, they're managed, but they're not cut down, they're not burned, they're not taken to an unnatural state. And this is one of the things that the UK has done to ensure the proliferation and success of many British species, butterflies, native birds, various different animals that just need these small patches to thrive and survive. So yes, it may look messy. So we are just getting back into Loxwood, roads up ahead, pubs up ahead, cars up ahead. It's been a really nice hike, despite all the mistakes and the wrong turns and the walking through a cornfield, children of the corn, dogs of the corn. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.